back, everybody. So today we're going to have a side-by-side. They're both Chinook SMaSH beers, single malt, single hop. The one on my left is using my homegrown leaf hops, and the beer on my right is using the pellet version. So I'll go ahead and get these bottles off to the side. So they're both bottled on 10-4. I actually said that wrong in the other video, but that's fine. So the leaf version came in at 7.77%, and then the pellet version is 7.3%. Now that is weird, and we'll go into that. If you haven't, I would go back and watch those videos separate, the leaf versus the pellet version before you watch this one. But it's up to you. You can stay here, watch this, then go back and watch those if you want. So if I remember correctly, the first time I tasted these or looked at them or did anything, I picked up that the leaf version was a little bit more yellow or orange. And I went on Facebook and I put a post in the homebrew forum, and somebody said it could be the oils in the leaf hop are higher than in the pellet version. Now, I don't test my hops, so I can't tell you what that was, but I guess that leaves me into what we're looking at. Now, these are 8 months old, let's just say. So they have changed a lot, and the purpose of this is to see what hop does last longer, or what happens to the hops 5-6 months down the road. Will a leaf version hold up against a pellet version? Now, we do not know a lot, just for the simple fact, again, I don't test my hops, I just use them. So maybe my hops are, 15% alpha acid where the pellet version's 9. So I could see that lasting a little longer, the leaf version. So if we do look at this, on the leaf version, we do have more of a head, a nice off-white colored head, about a half a finger of head, where on the pellet version we don't. Now, ABVs are different. The leaf version is a little bit higher. I don't think that has anything to do with the head. It could. But in this scenario, we could go with the leaf version doesn't have as much sugar in it. Maybe it's a little thinner, so it's easier for that carbonation to come up and produce the head. Where the pellet version doesn't, the yeast didn't eat as much sugar to produce the alcohol, so it's a little thicker beer. And because I use the same amount of carbonation tabs, that's why we don't have a head. I don't know. Color. I would have to say the leaf version is more of a bright yellow color, hazy yellow, where the pellet version is more pea yellow, like clear, very clear, magnifying glass clear, where, yeah, it's hazy, where the leaf version is hazy. Now, carbonation level wise, there is a lot more bubbles coming up from the leaf version than from the pellet version. Let's go ahead and smell. I don't know if this is going to be weird, but the leaf version, it reminds me of a brown. Like more of a nutty toasted bread, brown ale than anything. A little citrus in there, and it's kind of throwing off what the smell's given me. But I would say that malt is really coming through in the leaf version, where in the pellet version, I don't know. There's not as much toasted malt coming through when you're smelling them side by side. It almost smells like this one has more fruit. Like, it's more fruit than toasted bread, which I think is weird. Smelling them like this, the pellet version smells more crackery. I guess I've been on that kick today. I'm doing more than two beer reviews. Um, but it's more of that crackery pilsner than anything like you would find in a light beer. For this is a hard one, but I like nutty brown ales, and that's what this smells like. It's more of that brown, like almost compared when you're comparing these two, almost like a nutty roasted malt. Obviously, they're both the grain bills are the same. It's just the pellets versus leaf. Yeah, yeah. I would say the leaf version, for whatever reason, smells more like a nutty brown than anything. So I would give it to the leaf version. Now you could be different if you're not big into browns or you don't like nutty browns. I could see you picking the pellet version. Let's go ahead and taste. Right off the bat, the pellet version tastes smoother. It's not by a lot, but it's smoother, and I my guess is it's the carbonation level, where you might have some popping, scraping with the leaf version. You're not getting that with the pellet version, but the leaf version does dominate. I get more of that maltiness, which they're both using the same two row out of the same bag. Um, yeah, going from the leaf version, then tasting the pellet, I that malt does stay around a little bit more, and I think it should in something like this, and even drinking the pellet version, then going to the leaf version, it covers it up pretty well. But the pellet version, there's tasting them side by side like this, I get more of a fruitiness, like a fruity citrus out of the pellet, and I'm not sure why. And it's not as dry. And in the review for the pellet version, I said it was dry, like there wasn't a lot of sugar. I actually said that the pellet version was higher in ABV. That's why it was drier, because the leaf version is higher in ABV, but it doesn't taste as dry. And I don't know if maybe that has something to do with the hop itself. Um, Obviously, in a brute, they're gonna wipe all that sugar out. But it's just weird that I would pick that the lower ABV one tastes drier, and it did, and it still does. So I don't know if like the alpha acids or something have anything to do with that, or if I don't know, leaf hops are bring something different than pelletized hops. It. I just thought about it. It's almost, you can make a white stout. They call them white stouts, but they're pretty much golden in color. And you still get that, tasting them like this, you still get that brown nutty taste in there, but it's got that citrus. So it's like, okay, I'm drinking a brown, then that um uh the flavor like changes to that citrus. That is so weird. Yeah, then that citrus kicks in the back. You get that roasted malt in the taste or in the aftertaste, along with some of that citrus, which you don't get in the pelletized version. Yeah, the pellet version does taste thinner, taste drier. There is some fruitiness in there. Um, So I would have to go with the leaf version. I think it's more balanced, but again, I do like nutty browns, and I'm sticking to it. Um, that's what it tastes like. Maybe it's something in the leaf hop that's coming through at that after it gets so old, where in the pellet version you don't get that, but yeah, for whatever reason, for my liking, I would have to go with the leaf version. If you have not, I would go back and check out some of the first tastings. They might be a little bit more accurate on something you would want to drink, drinking it fresh instead of almost 8 months old. So if you like this video, check some more out over here. And until next time, happy brewing.